So today on my garden, I am going to give you a quick update of what's going on. So let's take a look at what's been growing on.
Hey!
Alright, well, I'm the Only Sir Cracker, and that was a quick update. Hey there, this is the Only Sir Cracker, and I'm coming to you from the front yard today.
It's the Only Sir Cracker. Guess what? I knew the camera was on the entire time.
Because I'm having fun with you. Okay, so up here by the house, I've got this tray, if you remember from before, and I got cucumbers in it. Now these cucumbers, they're getting a little long and lanky, but that's because they're not in the full sun, and I'm okay with that. These are going to be transplanted probably next weekend. I will put them into pots. We're leaving to go on a trip here pretty soon, so yeah, that ain't going to happen for a little while. So here are the cucumbers that I planted from seed, I believe about 2 weeks ago. And then next to it are the ones that I planted in the area in pots, and I grew them up from pots. And you can see they already have, like underneath here, just an abundance of flowers on them already. I don't know if they'll have cucumbers or not. Some of these plants, they don't do female flowers up at first. They just want to see what's going on first before they do. But it looks like there might be some female flowers there, so we'll see. And next to it is the really sad potatoes. These guys have dried out, and they look really sad, and I'm hoping that they'll grow still and they'll do just fine. Oh, there's Dakota. And then next to it, we have, again, more sad tomato plants. And we've got some fruit, looks like. There's some little cherries in here. I know. So that's pretty good. And then all the sunflowers, they're growing. And then the peppers are all getting big, and they've got flowers on. I think some of them have fruit on them already. Yeah, there's one right here that already has fruit growing on it. It's pretty darn cool. And then the big tomatoes over there. So let's go ahead and take a look out back and see what's going on out there. Okay, so I'm walking back here, and you can tell right away there is definitely something happening back here. A lot of stuff is getting big and growing and going crazy. I can see right away that the broccoli needs to be picked before it goes completely bad, which it will. Looks like it's almost starting to want to flower out. It's not as tight as it once was. Now to pick broccoli, it's pretty easy. You come down below and you just snap it. That's it. That's all you do. You get your broccoli, you snap it off. Now, you'll see there's all these little branches. Where the branches are coming out, there'll be side shoots, and there'll be a little bit more broccoli. Not as much as before, but it's all good. The rhubarb is doing okay. Not as good as I'd like, but it's all good. Very crowded back here. These potatoes, they've all pretty much fallen over. They've gotten long and lanky, and they just kind of fell to the ground, basically. These ones are huge. Same thing. They're falling over, as you can see. They're kind of going over the side. It's fine. I don't care. Let them go crazy. And the blueberries, they're doing all right. I've got on this one, I don't know if you can see those or not, but there's a couple of blueberries in there. But I don't expect a ton this year. So now look at those. Those are all four of those are jalapenos. You cannot tell which ones are older than which, other than just a little bit. These ones are a little teeny bit smaller, but they're catching up. They're doing good. So yeah, as long as I keep them watered, we'll be good. Here's that tomato. Okay, sorry about that. My camera just stopped all of a sudden. All right, so this is the tomato. And if you remember earlier on, I clipped it back pretty low. So everything you've seen from about 6 inches up is all suckers. And it's broadening out, and it's just doing great. I'm actually considering possibly snipping it again and letting it sucker out a little bit more. But Being that the fact that it's early girl, they are indeterminate, and they love to just go and go and go forever and ever. So probably next weekend or the weekend after, if I get a little bit of time, I'm going to have to build another cage to go around it, and it'll have to be a tall cage. So this pepper plant here, I'm not sure exactly what this is. Don't do that, son. Thank you. Not sure exactly what this one is. Actually, I'm not exactly sure what the rest of them are. I didn't label them. I'm bad. Strawberries are doing pretty good. They got some more flowers on them. Not a whole lot of runners though, but it's all good. And then the onions are just huge. Look, they're all the way to the ground there. Isn't that cool? So the onions are doing a lot of growth. They're not bulbing out or anything just yet, but that's okay. That happens usually a little later in the season. And then, of course, I've got one potato plant back there, or pumpkin back there that's starting to really go crazy. Looks like one of them probably passed away. There's some onions that are tipped over on their side, so I'm assuming that probably... Whoa! Okay, that's weird. That was last week you just watched. This is now the following week. I have been on vacation, so I'm sorry. I tried to fix this, but when I shot this, it was right before I went to Salt Lake on vacation, and I didn't have any time to upload it and put it all together, and of course my memory card was completely full, and that's where it stopped. So here is a week later. I'm gonna continue where I left off. So check this out. Well, a week later, and check out that. The pumpkin is already on the ground. It's growing like crazy. Those onions that are back there are pretty much, well, toast. Yep, they're done. So just real quick recap. A week later, there's the tomatoes and the apple tree, which has a lot of new growth on it, but no apples, which is fine. Let's see. Blueberries. There's some shriveled up blueberries because I didn't get them and get picked, but just all right. This one here is getting completely shaded out by this stinking, completely shaded out, so it's like drying up and losing its leaves. And of course, it didn't get watered as much as I would like. It's kind of dry, so I need to water them. The potatoes are just, oh, look at that potato flower. Isn't that pretty? So potatoes are going just crazy and insane. The broccoli is crazy and insane. The jalapenos, all 4 of them are looking great. I haven't trimmed the grow tips on them at all, but I probably should. Let's see. The strawberries got lots of flowers, but all of the squirrels, oh, there's one. All the squirrels are eating all the berries. And there's the onions. Oh my goodness. Look at the look at that. They're just hanging down. That's so cool. And if you look in here, it's already starting to bulb up probably because of the heat we've got going on. That one anyways is bulbing up. So that probably should be covered up a little bit, but yeah, these are the best ones, I think. They're looking amazing. You get full sun all day long. The one back there isn't getting full sun. It's being shaded out by that other tree, plus it's gotten dried out and stuff. Here's the tomato, and it's just going crazy. It's already at the top of the cage, and it's got flowers. I don't see any fruit on it just yet, but it's already got a ton of blossoms. And all the pepper plants are looking absolutely fantastic here. Broccoli, oh, there's a big head here. That looks awesome. The leaves on the broccoli, you can totally juice them. You can cut them up and juice them if you want. Oh, that kind of broke off. That's sad. Let's see. Yeah, these are all looking good. Not quite as good as the center one. But again, I think it's because it only gets sun part of the day. Same with the onions here. They're looking just a little sad. They're bulbing up again as well. There's a weed in here. So I didn't do as good of a job as I should have of doing that. There's nothing in these pots. I was gonna plant in those, and yeah, just didn't happen. But I still can. I just don't know what I'm gonna plant. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know. There's 1, let's see, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, There's like 9 pots. So if you know what I could plant in there, let me know. And I'll plant those in there. Thinking carrots or something. These guys are just looking sad. They're growing, and some of them are bulbing up, but they're kind of sad. And I think it's just because they're not getting enough sunlight. So that's all looking good. The peppers don't have any. These ones don't have any peppers on them. But check this out. Well, take a look at those. These things, they're babies. They're not even full grown yet. They are amazing. These are those really funny, long, yellow peppers. They're kind of like a jalapeno, but they're not. And they're growing. So all of these plants, I don't remember what exactly they are. This, I think, actually I do. This is a jalapeno. I can see the jalapeno on it. See, there's one down here. All of these that I'm going to show you now have all been trimmed. So they will bush out. And that's what these guys are doing. They're bushing out. So it's got tons of jalapenos already on it. And then, of course, this one has just got more flowers coming. This is a bell pepper of some sort. I don't know if it's a red, a yellow, or a green, but it's a bell, and it's already got some fruit on it. Here's this little one, which I didn't think was going to survive. But I was like, because the top got knocked off. But it is amazing. Cute little thing. Tons of flowers all over. And down deep inside, it looks like it might be producing fruit right there. So that's pretty cool. And then that looks like a jalapeno too, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. It's got them all over. Same thing. They're all over. Right? But I cut it back. I trimmed it and cut it back. And look how that stalk is pretty solid. And then look at those guys. They grew. Do you remember what they were just a few little bit ago when I showed you? That was last week. My phone just keeps dying on me. I get a video for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then boom, it's done. I gotta take it to the store and get it fixed. But let me quickly show you the rest of this, and then we'll call it a day. So those are the sunflowers, and they are growing like nobody's business. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to see those. And then, of course, this is what the little girl planted. And it is just, yeah, it's sad. That's okay. It's our first. So we have tomatoes. These are random tomatoes. This almost looks like a pear the way it's shaped. These are just tomatoes that I just got a hold of and I bought. I don't remember what they are anymore. But it's putting on tons of little tomatoes on this one. And the other one's doing the same thing. There's some little tomatoes over there. And of course, because she planted that pepper in the middle, it's dead. It's still growing. It's not going to be as pretty as she would like. What I'm going to probably do is I'm going to go in here and cut out some of the middle growth and give it a little bit of sunlight in the middle of the plant, I think. So we'll see how that does. And of course, I could totally just be deadheading these, or at least showing her how to deadhead them. But then they'll keep putting on flowers. If you don't deadhead marigolds, usually for the most part they will stop growing flowers. Sometimes you'll get certain varieties that'll grow, but for the most part they just say, yeah, we're done. So it depends. And then here's the cucumbers that were over there. There were potatoes here, if you remember. Well, the potatoes didn't get watered while I was on vacation this last week, and they all died. And I'll show you that here in a second. But I went ahead and planted all of my cucumbers here. I was going to plant these cucumbers back there, but since the cucumbers are already right here, I figured, what the heck. And take a look at these cucumbers plants. They're just growing like crazy. I'll come over on this side. You can see all the growth and the flowers. I mean, it's just insane what they're doing. Here, I can wind them in. And that's what you do too. When you get these plants and you have a little fence you want them to grow on instead of going all over the ground, just wind them around the fence. Weave them in and out like this here. Really, it can be, kind of weaved in. They grow so incredibly fast that it doesn't really matter. I mean, they'll keep growing. These are all weeds down here that can be pulled and plucked. And but anyways, they grow so incredibly fast that. Put these in my garbage thing here. They just grow and they grow and they grow and they grow. So these are just going to grow all over. It's going to be this huge, massive mess. And then all these, I'm going to try to get them to go across the fence a little bit. It's not the most. I mean, I'll get growth on them. Hopefully, I'll get just out of these plants right here, because each one of the 5 gallons have 2 in it. I guess I could have put 3 in, but I didn't want them all over the sidewalk. So, whoops! I defeated that purpose by putting them in there. Anyways, that's what I did. And then so the potatoes, I harvested all these little baby reds. This is what came out of that pot. There was only 4 plants, potato seed starts that were about this size. And then this is what I got out of it on a really short growth. These would have gotten a lot bigger and there would have been a lot more of them. And the apple trees, update, the apple trees didn't work, which is fine. I'll just reuse the soil downstairs, and I will show you that in another video because, well, this camera's not working very well, and I'm going to have to take it in and have it serviced and looked at. So, anyways, that's it for me. I'm the only Sir Cracker. Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that because you got to check this out. I made an ending. Hey there, YouTube friends. I'm the only Sir Cracker, and this, well, this is my garden.